No, let's just stay on this.
All right, here we are. We're back.
Okay, we figured it out. It
Did
didn't take but a minute. We drilled the other side, and it's correct. We now have 6 holes in that side, but again, it makes no difference at all. If you screw it up, you can make it right. So now if you want to just drill these real quick, that'll line up on this side.
One of the things that does amaze me is once you get used to using this, it really does go quickly. The nice thing about this is the port right on the side of the bit ejects the dust, so it allows the drill bit to get in and do its work and get out clean.
So actually what we're going to do right now is we're going to take our little dowels here and we're going to pop them in the holes. And you're going to put that together there. And we're actually going to just put this box together. We're not going to glue it and all that for you, but you get the idea how this whole thing works. And that's really all we want to do is give you an idea of how it works. And we're going to be short on dowel pins. No, we're not. No, we're good. Okay, so this is going to go together like this. No, I'm sorry. This goes on this side so that we end up flush on the bottom. No. You know, you promised me that we would not look stupid doing this.
Mine's on. I'm looking good over here.
Okay, well, you know, mine's not. I don't know if I have the wrong... See, I've got an overhang there, so I know that something is amiss here.
You're just backwards. Flip it around the other way.
Yeah, okay.
You'll be good. Everybody, just bear with John. He'll...
There, okay, all right, we got it.
Are you feeling good?
Okay, so now we take this like this, and we take this one like this, and put it back together. Okay, this one goes like this, and we got a box. And we're not drilled deep enough on this one hole, I can tell you that right now, but we'll just take these. And where are our longer ones of these? We were using a different clamp on this. But these parallels are very nice for doing this. They'll lock it together very well. Put 2 of them on here. And you would put a back on this cabinet and a door and what have you. But there's basically what you have. So, again, anybody can build this box.
If we could, if we can do it, you can do it.
We've proven it. And, you know, seriously, folks, though, you know, this is really simple stuff. Once you get it all figured out, the mechanics of it, it's not something we work with every day, so it can very easily become or look complicated, a lot more complicated than it is. But this is truly a very simple system. One thing I did forget to mention about the Eurobit itself, which is really nice about this. If you want to build your own templates, and a lot of you guys will make drill templates and things like that, and you just drill through them with a bit, and it's not long before the holes don't line up and what have you. The fact that this doesn't spin, the end of this does not spin at a high rate of speed, makes it nice to make your own templates, and all you have to do is drill a hole in your board, in your template, this size, which I have no idea what it is, but you can just measure it and see. But then if you drill a hole in your template, you can put them anywhere you want. So if you wanted to make templates to put drawers in certain places on cabinets without using the fixtures that they're using, or drill holes in anything, this works very well for that. So as far as that goes, the Eurobit is definitely a great tool.
Oh, it's a great tool. I mean,
okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is line boring holes, or shelf pin holes, as they're called. And this is our practice board from yesterday, so you can see. But basically the same thing. You're going to index this off an edge and do your line boring. Now, the setback on these... Okay. Why am I lost here?
Here, what you want to do is the same thing.
These are not supposed to be in that far.
You've got your hooks on the top with the pins like that. Once again, you can hook this, and these are going to be your shelf pins going all the way
Are they
there.
actually that far in?
Yeah.
In from the edge?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, my mistake. All right.
And the same thing right here.
Okay.
So by drilling these holes repetitively, you're able to go ahead and reproduce these exactly, and then by merely taking and realigning it, you can continue to drill the pattern all the way down to the bottom. Once again, really simple process.
I'll tell you
Can we
what,
take-
before we start drilling, let's look at the video again and make sure that we know how simple that process is. Why don't you go ahead and cut to the next video, Chris, please? And
The Euro template is ideal for drilling for adjustable shelf pin holes by placing the template slide pins against the edge of the cabinet side. Unscrewing the end adjustment screw, the elevation of the holes can be varied. In this operation, holes for adjustable shelf pins are being drilled. Notice that tape has been placed over those holes not being used to easily identify those holes to drill.
For 32 millimeter construction, the Euro 32 template is ideal. A complete row of holes can be easily drilled. If the cabinet side is longer than the template is turned end for end, and a 5 millimeter pin is placed in a positioning hole for additional hole drilling. The row of holes can be drilled as long as required by the user. The row of holes on the back edge of the cabinet side can be positioned in the required distance by adjusting the screws on the edge of the template. This procedure is used when matching the hole pattern of a drawer guide. Drawer guides and hinge mounting plates can be easily and precisely installed. The Euro 32 template can also be used to drill holes in cabinets that have been assembled. The adjustment screws are used to adjust the hole elevation and the distance in from the cabinet back. This is particularly useful if additional adjustable shelf pin holes are required in an existing cabinet.
all right,
Voila.
we're back.
And we're having fun.
Yes. Actually, if you'll notice on the video, they did do it right.
No, we were doing it right. We were doing it right.
We were doing it right. What we did was I wanted to point out, they made a very good point on the video, and it's something that ought to be noted, that if you're only going to drill a certain amount of holes in the center, it's a good idea to tape off the holes that you're not going to use, because then obviously you won't make a mistake and drill them.
And that way, when you flip this over to the face to drill, the holes coming down, your lineup will be perfect.
Right, exactly. And then you'll have to flip your tape over as well. I could have just taken this duct tape and folded it right around. And actually I can do that. What I can do is leave it hanging over on this side for the first cut. All right, so we're going to take and we're going to drill a bunch of holes like this. This thing just works. It's so sweet. It really is. I mean, it really works well. For a small shop, I could easily see drilling the holes like this. Now, we should have switched over to 5 millimeter a bit, which I did not do, so I'm drilling 1/4 inch shelf holes at this point, which you can also do. But if these were 5 millimeter, a neat thing about this is that you can put these in line. If you took a 5 millimeter drill bit, slide this down, there's a hole in the end of the template that's 5 millimeter, and you just put the drill bit in there, or a shelf pin or whatever, and then that indexes you to do another row continuous. So if you had to do, like someone will say, well, that's fine, but it's only, 28 inches long, 30 inches long. How are you going to do a pantry cabinet or something? With this, you can do that very easily.
Do the whole thing.
Right. So when you're done with these holes, all you would do is take your duct tape, fold it right over the other side, bring this over, index it the same way off of here,
Want to drill it?
and you can drill a couple of holes. Now in this one, we can actually do it and just hold it. The only thing is we always make everything seem like a two-man job. Of course, when we do things, it is a two-man job. So,
But we're having fun.
okay.
And that's
Okay. So that's it. So you can see we have parallel holes. Real simple. Nothing
It is.
to it. It's really, really nice. Now, what would happen, though, if we wanted to drill this on site, what would you do then? That's a question. That's a question,
I thought
Ken.
you were setting yourself up.
No,
I'm
that's a
sorry.
question, Ken. We ought to have a cue for that.
Rhetorical, I believe,
okay,
is
yes,
the proper way
absolutely.
to respond to that.
Yes.
The great thing about this is, once again, and this happens, you see a shop where maybe somebody forgot to drill a set of shelf holes,
right,
and you've got to go out and now you've got to drill them. It's potentially a real problem, because if you don't get them right, you could screw up a cabinet, and now you've got to take one out, you've got to rebuild the panel, it turns into a headache. The great thing about this tool, once again, you've got the indexing point.
Right.
You can index it off that, or you can take and you can actually set this up inside to the top of the cabinet or the foot and start drilling. Once again, using the indexing hole, you can continue the drill pattern.
Now, in reality, though, and I don't know how Eurotool says that you can line that up, but in reality, what I would do is I would take and line these up on the front and hold this up, like up off the bottom, and then see what the dimension is and make myself a spacer. And then set that spacer here, bring this over on the inside of the cabinet, drop it to the spacer, and then you know the holes are the same. So that would be an easy way to do it without having to do any math or anything, because you know cabinet makers don't like to do math. You know, it's just the way it is.
Once again, though, the main point is it really is a fairly foolproof system.
It is. Absolutely. We've proven it.
And yes.
Because we're both fools.
It fooled the proof was it fooled us. But once again, the great thing about this is, and a tool like this, once again, very, very durable.
Right.
So it can certainly withstand a good amount of punishment. These, all of these holes, the bushings are a steel bushing.
Is it a steel bushing?
That is steel. So you know that's really durable. It's not going to wear out. It's not like it's plastic and it's going to fall apart on you.
Right.
An exceptional tool. And we found that with this, we can actually lay out a cabinet and prepare it to build. And pretty quick. I would say we could have probably built that small 12-inch cabinet certainly in less than an hour.
And the thing is, like anybody else realizes, if you're going to build more than one cabinet, they're obviously going to go faster as you go down the line. I mean, building one cabinet, by the time you do the layout and everything, the setup is a big deal. But if you're going to do all your uppers, all your lowers, what have you, you can do that. Another thing that the video showed that we're not really showing, and actually I have one here, but it is not set up for it anyway, is these would also allow you to put the 5mm screws in for the drawer slides. And speaking of 5mm, I found these today, and I want to thank Guy over at Cabinetware over in Jacksonville. He actually pulled these out of a box for me. So the next time you order Euro screws and you're 5 short, I've got them. But anyway, thank you, Guy. We appreciate that. But when I was talking to Guy over there, he said these are hard to find because nobody really down here uses them that much. And what this is it's a 5mm, it's called a Euro screw. It's got a blunt bottom on it and a Phillips drive on the top. And what it's designed for is to be screwed into the 5mm holes, which we don't have. So when we drill a 5mm hole, we can do that. And actually, we need to switch our bit over before we do the hinge. But anyway, this drills right into the 5mm hole, and the drawer slides and the hinges are all designed to accept this particular screw. So that's kind of neat as well.
While I'm doing this little swap over, there's one of the set of holes that's really important to have on a cabinet, aren't there? Actually, usually goes into a door.
Right.
But while we're talking about boring things.
Right. We can actually set up and drill. And again, we're not going to set up so everything all comes together, folks. That's not really our intention. We kind of just want to show you how all this works.
Now, should we show the film on this first before you?
Yes. Let's do that. Chris, let's roll the film. This should be on the ED50U. Drilling hinges. Okay, great. Let's roll the film.
Drilling for hinges is both safe and accurate using the Eurodrill Model 50U. Because all the positioning means are on the tool, there is no need for long guide fences with stops located on them. The turn stops position the door from the end, and the fence on the bottom of the tool sets the distance in to the cup hole from the door edge. Safety is a priority with Euro Limited. The Eurodrill Model 50U uses a two-step drilling system by which the drill bit is always enclosed within the tool or the door, making it extremely difficult to injure the operator. Besides being affordable, the Euro drill is portable. Unscrewing the two guide posts at the back of the tool's base, the tool can be removed to be used at a job site. A 3/8-inch electric drill motor will provide all the power required. If additional hinges are required, a reference line on the door can be aligned with the center indicator on the tool's base.
Again, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that video. One thing I wanted to point out that this fixture, although it can be set up in the drill press the way that it was shown in the video, is also capable of being used in a portable situation where you stop doing that. You're going to get something all over me in a minute. Okay, this can go on like this. And let's see, we got a good camera shot on that? Okay. These little pins on the side, you just rotate. And then this indexes for your hinge from the top and the bottom. Okay? So you can do a left and a right. We'll just drill a hinge here real quick. We'll drill a hole.
Now, how deep do you know to go?
I have no idea. Really, this is actually, all kidding aside, this is where penetration is critical, because you want to drill into this board as far as you can without drilling through it, because the hinges that fit in here, and we have one laying around here somewhere, don't we? Didn't we have a hinge laying around somewhere?
It's a little round cup hinge.
Yes.
And it's actually designed to fit in this hole. The key here is obviously if you go too deep into the door, you're going to come out the back side. Come out the back side, you've ruined your door.
I'll get one on break and show everybody. But this drill's a 35 millimeter hole, and your hinge plate goes in here, and then you can actually put two screws right into the hinge plate. And I'll grab one out of the other room in just a couple of minutes. But this will drill from both sides. So you flip this up, and now you're going to drill this one. And you're going to flip this down, and you're going to move over, and you're going to drill the next one. Okay? Now, they do recommend that this be done with an AC drill high speed. This is not the drill to be using.
And they do recommend keeping your fingers out of that little...
That's correct. Notice how well this Festool drill handles that, though. I mean, that's really pretty good.
I mean, no problem at all.
Right. Okay, so you've got the two holes there. Now, if we were doing a pantry door or something like that, we would flip both of these out of the way, mark a center line where we wanted to drill that next hole, and then I don't imagine you can see it very well, but there's a center line right here, and this is actually center of the bit. Mm-hmm. So all you do is lay that center line over the other one, drill your third hole, and you're good to go. Very simple. All right? All right, what's next?
Now, also, it's important, and we didn't cover this, and we probably should take just a moment, when drilling with this particular piece, we have it on a drill, but it's primarily designed to go in a drill press.
No, not primarily designed. It can be used in a drill press. As the video showed, you can use it in a drill press or you can use it portable. If you're going to use it in a drill press, there's a kit that you need to purchase, and that may be what you were leading towards, because I forgot to mention that to you. But there's a little kit. It's a drill press installation kit. And it comes with some bushings and metal plates and screws and what have you. And this allows you to adapt this to be used on the drill press. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure if it matters what kind of drill press. I don't know what the parameters are, to be honest with you.
In what we saw.
I think it's going to fit in most drill presses.
Correct.
Okay, so having drilled the holes for the hinges, I'm going to have to go grab one because we need it to locate with the next fixture. So if you want to show this fixture, Ken, if you want to talk about that for a second, I'm going to go grab a hinge that'll fit in there.
Do you know what this one does? No. This is actually all of these pieces, as you can tell, are actually designed to work together, which is really important. This is a complete system. A lot of these parts work individually, but once again, they work best together. This will determine the position of the hinge mount into the cabinet. And as you can see, I have 4 sets of holes here. Boy, it's nice enough to be short enough to do that, isn't it?
Real quick.
Oh, well, do you want to go ahead and...
Okay, these are the hinges, and this is how they go into the holes. Now, you can do one of two things. With these, it's easiest just to take and put a screw right into that and lock it in. You don't have to do anything more than that. If for some reason you wanted to, you could use your small bit and get a center on that, but you really don't need to.
Okay, now this would get your hinges in your door. Now, these same hinges...
We need to take a break.
Oh, do we?
Yep.
Just
So
beginning to have fun.
let's run the break real quick. We'll run a commercial, and we'll be ready back in just a couple of minutes. So watch the commercial and enjoy yourself, and we'll be right back.